Hi there, my name is Richard Liao and I'm the Sales and Implementation Director for Croesus IT Solutions in Rampart. Croesus is the pioneering SAP Business One partner who brought SAP Business One into Malaysia in the year 2004. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the Croesus myGST Addon, specifically designed for SAP Business One, version 9, patch level 8. This add-on is specifically designed to complement SAP Business One to make SMEs' life a little bit easier to comply with the coming Malaysian GST tax regime being implemented and running into effect on April 1st, 2015. So let's get started. To install the add-on, ideally you should already be logged into SAP Business One as an administrator, after which you should have put the myGST add-on onto your local desktop already. So let's get started. Go to Administration, Add-ons, Add-on Administration, register the add-on, point to your desktop, find the ARD file, click OK, default group, manual, force install, update. After which, you should go to Add-on Manager, pending add-ons, click onto the add-on, install. After which the add-on has completed installing, just click Finish. Alright, so what you will then actually see that it has moved from pending to install. So from here, click onto install under the installed add-on tab, select the GST, click start. What this is going to do is actually activate and start your GST add-on. You will notice the Croesus myGST plugin will now come in to your main menu. Okay, but before we proceed to there, it's useful to refer to our user guide under page 12, which is chapter 5, admin setup. Okay, the next step is to set up the company information, the myGST setting, to indicate your GST number. This will be used in the GST 03 form, in the file path for which your XML, your text file, and your TAP files, taxpayer access point files, will be stored in your server or on your PC. So please complete it and update. Once you've completed that, go to Tools, Customization, myGST table setup. Now need to update the GST tables and fields, so you do not need to manually key in and create the tax codes. Following step 5.3 of the user guide, click step 1, create definitions. If the fields are already in your system, the error code will say that there's a problem creating it, but hey, actually it has already been created. Next is to create the bad debts table. Update mapping, create GST 03 files table, create formula tables, and that will be it. After which, click here, and it's done. But please bear in mind, we've created tax effective date here. So what this is actually doing is that it's creating the field values for you with an effective start date of this date. So you may need to set it for any period before then, to be 0 rated for the period 2000 until 31st of March. Once the previous step is completed, we now go to text group setup. This is all the text codes that would have come in when you implemented your SAP Business One many years ago or recently. So all the inactive text codes, tick them off as inactive. But bear in mind, if currently you're using P1 or S1, as is the common practice, and do not tick as inactive yet, or you will get errors when you're trying to do a transaction. For the purposes of this exercise, we will use 1 and show you what we need to do. So for the GST exercise, let's look at the text code called TX. Double click on the number 21. Make sure you put in the period 0101.0000. So that will indicate the period before this date. And once you've finished your TX code, go to the column for tax account. This is where you set where you want the debit and credit to go in your system. This is the GL. It depends on what your GST advisor recommends to you and how many different GL accounts you want to create. This is part and parcel of your planning. Yeah. So let's just say you wanted to call it an input tax GST receivable. What you would do is point it to here, and all the transactions related to TX code would then get injected into this particular GL account. For example, you could click through and see it here. So all your AP invoices have gone through from here. Okay, so I think that will do for the discussion on tax groups. You just have to put in the effort and just work through it. It's not that difficult. So now let's look at business partners. You can go to your normal business partner. Yeah, there's your business partner, vendor or customer. What we've done is to press Control, double click. Instead of Federal Tax ID, which is a field you're probably used to looking at, we now change the name to Business Registration Number. Click Update, and it will automatically update it for you. We've also elected to use this field for Unified Federal Tax ID. We've changed it to GST ID number. So if you change that, then this will apply to all business partner master data. It's easier for your team to know where to insert the data. So you would then scroll through and see, hey, here we go. These are all the guys. Look, supplier TX. Why hasn't he got a business registration number or GST done? Oh, I better give him a call. So we would call the customer and say, hey, what's your business registration number? Or fill out a form. Then they'll give you their number. And you might ask them as well, have you registered for GST? And they will say yes. Here's the number. Done. Alright, as part of the GST registration, you need to make sure your customer or supplier's name is clear, business registration number is clear, GST ID is clear, and address. Okay, so these are all key things that you need to generate a full tax invoice. So make sure all these things are in the system already. And just a little bit about business partner master data. Where is the tax code defaulted? Here's the tax code under accounting tab. This is where you select, hey, this guy is a Malaysian guy. Normally when we buy something from him, we do TX code. So this is where we choose and default him to TX code. Then update. Vice versa for customers. If a normal standard rated customer, you will put in accounting standard rated. And that's it. Easy. And then update. So make sure you put in standard rated business registration number, and GST number. Okay, good. So remember, we can click refresh. Keeping in mind TX I just updated. Click, it's now been inserted. So whatever there are gaps of, those are the ones you probably need to do some more work on. Same for item master. In one glance, you can see all your item codes. You can see purchase tax, sales tax, and therefore by default you can see, ooh, does it look about right? Okay, where are these things? Go down, look at purchasing data, tax group. Depending on what the government decides, whether it's a TX or ZP, this is where you define it. When you buy, whether you pay a TX code or ZP. Same for when you're doing sales. Is it local supply of goods at 0% and therefore 0 rated local supply, or is it standard rated supply? So this is where you do your system setting, so that SAP picks up the default GST tax codes for your transactions. I think that's about all we have time for on the administration and how to do the setup for. Hope you've successfully installed your add-on. Stay tuned and continue to the next chapter on how to do the rest of the setups. Thank you very much.